Hi, I'm Batza, and I have been playing a lot of Revolution Idol since my last video from 5 days ago. In this video I want to cover the progress I've made since my previous one, go for a deeper dive into tarots, and provide other useful information and tips. I have several helpful links in the video description below, and I also have timestamps for your convenience. Let's go over my progress in the last 5 days. In the previous video I had 409 achievements, but the last 16 went down really fast. I got the last one on Friday, so 2 days ago as of the making of this video, and just over 2 weeks since the tarot update came out. Remember how long it took to get the last achievement, number 320, after you got all the previous 319 before the tarot update? It took about a month, and this was not the case for the last achievement this time. In fact, I got the last achievement a few minutes before I got the penultimate one. Both my level and rarity of my zodiacs are at 1000 now. 1000 is the rarity limit for spawned zodiacs, but the level can go higher. You can get a higher rarity when merging zodiacs though. These are my donuts, and these are my sacrifice stats. In my last video I didn't even have the last relic unlocked, and now it's the only relic that I'm not able to sacrifice just yet, but I'm working on it right now. And many of the earlier relics have a level over 1000. These are my minerals and stats. My refined tree, which I'm done with, except for the first node obviously. My pollution levels. My rune situation. It's funny that when you get to E9, the number here doesn't have a decimal point and digits after the dot, and it just gets rounded up. But I can see the proper number in the main screen. This is my special minerals progression. I have reached base 7 for the black gem and base 9 for the rest of the gems. This is the element amount I have grinded up so far, and obviously I'm done with the element tree. My tarot cards are at a much higher level now, almost 500k for every card. And for the upgrades, I'm working on the 4th level for the 4th upgrade for all 4 types now, but it will take some time to reach it. Let's see the level of my attacks, they are over 10k now. If I go to the leaderboards to check my rank, I'm in the top 100, nice. Now I want to do a deep dive into each of the Arcana cards. The Fool, as I said before, is a great card, it spawns a black gem on a short cooldown. For me, just over a minute now, but my local speed is a bit more than 5x, so I can spawn 5 of these every minute if I wanted to. And I get level 10 gems with the card now, at least when the Hermit is active. The Magician is actually a very powerful and perhaps overlooked card. Look at the amount of seconds I can get for my current generating element. In hours it's actually over 800. And the cooldown is really short as well. Let me show you this gem in action. Look at my earth element, it moves very slowly because the amount per second I'm getting is a lot lower than my total amount. But when I use the gem, the amount that I have goes up by a lot. The High Priestess increases the effect of Relic 1, so more value points. But it's not that great of a card. It works better in combination with the Lover's card. The Empress changes the Zodiac cell cost, so it's good for upgrading your donuts. Obviously use it when auto unity is on and in the Pisces loadout. I called the Zodiac Pisces in my previous video, but it's actually pronounced Pisces. I also said dilation and I thought that the correct pronunciation might be dilation, but I checked and it is actually dilation, so all good. It's best to use the Empress when the star is up, but I'm capped on rarity so it doesn't matter for me now, I think. The Emperor lowers and increases the mineral cost. It's good when you're gold capped, but useless when you are VP capped, like I am right now, so I don't use it. It's interesting how being capped is changing like 3 or 4 times over the course of progression, between gold and VP cap. The Hierophant is a great card which increases the common mineral level. I'm up to 3 levels by now, but unfortunately it has a long cooldown. Obviously I use it all the time and you should too. I don't think it matters that much if you're close to getting a higher level mineral before using this card. The Lovers changes Relic 28 effect, which is mineral merge experience. You can use it with the High Priestess to get a bit more value points. The Chariot is obviously one of the most important cards. As you can see, it decreases my SMS factor by more than 9k now, so in order to take full advantage of the card and not lose too much runes, I'm using it in a combination with the next card, Justice. In the automation tab, I've set the max cost that's acceptable for me, it's 1000 for now. So I'm using Justice to get special minerals for free and increase the SPM factor. And I'm using the Chariot when it's off cooldown, and the SPM factor is higher than the decrease the Chariot will give me. Don't forget to wait until the Chariot gem spawning is finished before using Justice. And check if your mineral grid is full before using these two cards, so if it is, deal with it first. I'll explain what to do when it happens later in the video. The Hermit buffs all other Arcana cards, I now can keep it up 100% of the time, so always use it first before any other card if the effect is not on. Wheel of Fortune is probably the most useless card as you progress in the game. Look at the tiny amount of cards it gives me. Currently I can get hundreds of thousands of draws when I delete a high level black gem, and more than 2 million for level 21. It can be marginally useful in the beginning of the Tarot progress, even though there's a 50% chance to lose draws, but there's no reason to use this card now. The Strength, nice picture by the way, changes your attack exponent. It's good to use, especially in a fire build, to get more attack levels. The Hanged Man gives you a boost to speed, not a big one. But if you play actively and using the Arcana cards, you can throw it into the rotation as well. Death is great when you want to do a refined prestige after a long run. You should use it when it will give you enough points to do a meaningful upgrade. That means a few points in the refined tree, some polishing enhance upgrades, and maybe also upgrades for runes generation rate and special minerals progression. If your Hierophant is close to finishing its cooldown, it's probably better to wait and use it before using Death. And it's better to stop auto-unity before using the card, otherwise you risk not getting the full refine points. Temperance is good to use to spawn more zodiacs when you're upgrading them, or when you're farming Astral Dust or Sacrifice stats. It's best to use it when the star is up, at least when you're not rarity capped. And of course you need to be in auto-unity. If you really want to min-max the Astral Dust farming, you can check when the selling price is the highest, and then use it, but I personally don't bother with it. The Devil is a great card to use. I had no idea if it continues to scale well, so I asked in Discord and apparently it is, so it's always good to use. Just remember that if you have many cards to click, use the Devil last, as it may cause you to be unable to use the Arcana cards for a period of time. The Tower, I believe, should not be used until you have level 20 special gems. At level 20, it will give you a lot of base level progression. A single use made me go from base 6 to base 8. I'll cover this topic more later in the video. The Star is a good card to use when you're not rarity capped. As I said, it's good to use for upgrading zodiacs, farming Astral Dust and farming Sacrifice stats. The Moon is actually better than it used to be in the early Tarot stages. It increases the quality by a decent amount now, still not amazing, but no reason not to use it. Unfortunately, the Sun scaling is not good at all. It gives less than 1000 levels to a single card, when a level 20 black gem gives tens of thousands to every single one. And it has a long cooldown as well, but still, no reason not to use it. Judgment is a very niche card. It's good to use when one of the resources is much higher than the rest, but it's usually not the case. And the scaling is pretty weak. For example, you can see that the caps are the lowest number I have. It will go up when I use Judgment, but the number for the rest of the resources will go down, even for the Pentacles, which was the second lowest one. Maybe it's still worth it, but I don't think so. The World decreases the cooldown of all other Arcana cards, and it has the highest cooldown of any other card by itself. It's always good to use, but if some of the other cards with a long cooldown, such as the Hierophant or the Chariot, are off cooldown or close to the end of it, it's better to wait and use them before using the World. Well, that's all the Arcana cards. You get an achievement code, feels like an MMORPG, when you get your 6th Arcana card, and eventually you get 22 different cards, with most of them needing to be actively used. So this game is really not an idle game at this point, especially when you play at 3x speed. But I'm mostly playing at 1x speed, and I'm saving my time flux for now. Now I want to focus on a few tips and tricks for the game. I want to remind you again about the game's wiki and Discord server, links are down below. First, there's an issue when your special mineral grid is full. Remember that you get 2 upgrades in your refine tree to increase its size, eventually having an 11 by 11 grid. But even then your grid may become full. At that point you'll need to delete some gems. You can safely delete white, green and blue gems, as they're not giving you much at this point. Unfortunately, there is no way to auto-delete the gems, but there's a trick where you can see all the columns. You just need to resize the window, like this. Regarding achievement 385 with the 10k SPM factor, the way to achieve it early is by using Justice. You can get to 10k without spending any runes. You just need to disable Auto Unity, not to use the Chariot, and use Justice several times until you get the achievement. It may take some time, but you'll get there eventually. Zodiac upgrades. You need to be in a Pisces build, and until you're rarity capped, you need to spawn them when the star is up. You need to know your zodiac composition for each element. It changes over time. For example, my current Earth loadout is full Taurus, but before that it was 6 Taurus and 6 Virgo at certain positions. You can get that information in the wiki or the Discord. Then I'm selecting the zodiacs I want to spawn, and of course I need to be in Auto Unity as well. I use Star, and immediately after I stop the auto sacrifice. I go back to Tarot and use Temperance to spawn a few more Pisces. Since I need less Leo and Aries than the other 3, I remove them from the selected zodiacs when it seems that I have enough of them. And just before the star effect is over, I stop the Auto Unity. At that time the inventory is probably almost full. Usually it's not enough to upgrade all the zodiacs needed, especially for Taurus and Gemini. I just do another round to get some more. You can also merge zodiacs to improve them, but I don't bother with it. With more level, quality and luck you'll get better zodiacs anyway. That's the way I used to upgrade my zodiacs. I don't know if it's the best way, but it works for me. There's a macro that I used before, where I switched between Gemini and Pisces builds to get higher level zodiacs, but it seems that the levels are the same for me now, and I also don't need to use the star as I'm rarity capped anyway. I'm going to delete these, as this was just a demonstration, and I'm not currently keeping my pink gems. Regarding Auto Unity, when you unlock Refine Node 68, it's very useful to be on Auto Unity, as it reduces your SPM factor and lets you spawn more minerals. But over time it gets less and less effective, as your Chariot and Justice grow in level and let you spawn a lot more minerals. And since Auto Unity slows your game somewhat, I only use it now when I want to upgrade my zodiacs and farm Astro Dust and sacrifice stats. There's a crazy tactic that I haven't tried yet, but it lets you spawn up to max level special minerals, and I believe it is related to achievement 420, which unlocks the bulk spawning for special minerals. You can use Time Warp to do that. And this is the Discord message that says how to do it. Set a macro to wait for 3 seconds, alternate, wait half a second, and use a long time warp, like 300 minutes. Autospawn should be on, and when the score drops from alternating, use Chariot and immediately stop the time warp. This way the minerals will spawn at a much higher level. This is pretty crazy and it's not an exploit, it is working as intended, and as I said, I think it's related to the achievement 420 unlock. Now I want to talk about what to do after you get all the achievements, but you still want to play and keep progressing. You can keep playing the game normally, circling between mineral builds, upgrading your zodiacs, farming Astro Dust, etc. When you have 2 or 3 level 20 gems of each color except the black one, you can delete all the lower gems and start using the tower to destroy the level 20s and get the base level higher. As I said, a single level 20 can get you from base 6 to base 8. Then you need to repeat the process to get to base 9. There's a tool which you can use to see how many gems you need to destroy to gain a level. I never used it, but the link to it is down below in the description. After that you can do what I'm doing right now, farming yellow gems for gold. It is possible to sacrifice the last relic with enough gold. After that there are other goals. Farming pink gems for getting the best zodiacs, maybe farm other gems like light blue for RFP gain, getting the base spawn to level 10 or maybe even 11, farming enough to unlock the level 4 of upgrade 4 for the Tarot upgrades, and more. I'm still having fun and intend to keep playing the game for the time being. I may make more videos about it. Before I finish the video, I want to draw the cards from the level 20 black gem I destroyed earlier. Ah, good stuff. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.